Hey everybody, the full moon in Leo is arriving on January 25th. What does this mean for your sign? We're going to dive in with the tarot and find out, so keep watching. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So good to see you here. This full moon in Leo is happening at 5 degrees on January 25th, 12:54 p.m. here Eastern time. So the full moon in Leo is opposite Pluto, newly arrived in Aquarius, and it is squaring Jupiter in Taurus. To add to the fun, Mars in Capricorn is squaring the North Node and Chiron in Aries. So what does all of this mean? As I've said before on the channel, squares are tense energy. It's like, it's friction. It's an itch you gotta scratch. It can be sometimes a kick in the bum to get us motivated. And that's what I feel is coming to light here at this full moon. We know full moons bring things to light. There's epiphanies. There can be rather intense energies, of course, at a full moon emotionally. But things are brought to light. And the full moon happening in the sign of Leo, which rules creativity, children, our heart's desires, it rules pleasure, romance, our life force energy. Really, Leo is about the heart. So it's our life force energy. With the squares that are involved and the opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, what this is speaking to me is, when are we going to go after our dreams? Like, what is it going to take? We have big dreams. Jupiter and Taurus squaring the full moon in Leo is saying, we've got a lot of things we want to accomplish. Mars in Capricorn is the builder, is the climber of heights, the climbing of the ladder of success, squaring the North Node in Aries, about our independence, about doing things our own way, making the path for ourselves. I don't think people are going to create a path for you. I think with this energy, what it is saying is create your own way, create your own path. And you do that through being totally authentic, expressing your authenticity, and going for it. And with Pluto also newly arrived in Aquarius, which is the sign of the rebel, ruled by Uranus, the great awakener. It is about awakening to our potential. And yes, Pluto has a side that is rather intense. And it has a side also though of regeneration. So I think we're really with Pluto newly arrived in Aquarius, opposite this, it's like this fresh energy of really facing, remember it's a full moon, facing the full effects of, if I don't go after this dream and really step into this new path, North Node in Aries, that's really right for me, and create it for myself and do the work that I need to do, then Pluto may have a certain big kick in the butt for me if I don't do it. But Pluto may also help me regenerate through my authenticity so that I can achieve my heart's desires. There's always choices. And I feel like that's what we're facing here at this full moon, is the choice of, what does our heart want? What are we willing to do to get it? And not just that, but what revolutionary. This is revolutionary energy with Pluto and Aquarius, but also the Aries energy of the North Node and Chiron, right? Chiron, very close to the North Node, coming in contact with a conjunction very soon, is about, facing fears, healing anything that may stand in our way. And, revolutionary energy, it sounds so radical, right? It doesn't have to be radical in terms of some like grandiose firecrackers going off type thing. It can just be radical for you. That's very personal in terms of what does radically different mean. What does it mean to forge a new path for yourself, to do things differently, to really boldly go in a way that you've never gone before on this planet, and really expressing your true essence that makes your heart sing. Pluto would like to help you with that. Pluto would like to help you regenerate your life so that path supports you, so that you feel free to be able to do that. Yes, it will force a transformation. That's also Pluto in your world. But this is where we're at now with these energies. Yes, we have choices. We don't have to do any of this. Of course not. But what is the price we pay if we do not? If we don't start living our dreams, start moving towards a path of our greatest possibility in terms of our authentic selves, and start making the changes to make that happen, then what? Then what? And I think that's what this full moon in the sign of the heart is having us ask this question. Then what? What if we don't do this? What if we just stay stuck where we are? That's a choice too, right? But also, what if we do go forward and pursue our dreams? This is we're at this crossroads. We're at this crossroads with this new energy. We have choices. You know what choice I would take? But that's me. What choice are you going to take? I don't know. We'll dive in with the tarot. We'll see what's going on for you. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know about being at this energetic crossroads, making some choices about your dreams and moving forward on a new path. What is this full moon revealing to you about that? Let's see for you, Aries. Aries, what do you need to know? We have the Seven of Cups. Talk about big dreams that you have going on. Oh, and the Magician. And the Empress. Okay, so it's time to choose. That's what I feel is going on for you. It's Aries, you are a multi-passionate person. You like a lot of different things, like Gemini does. So sometimes it can be hard for you to focus. Sometimes you don't always finish what you start. We know that about Aries. But I think that's more so because you are interested in so many different things and have so many different dreams you want to fulfill. And I think that's exemplified here by this Seven of Cups. And we have a 3 here. Magician's in the middle, which is your personal power. It's your creative energy. It is about getting down to sitting at that table and doing the work, so to speak. Powerful energy of manifestation, but it also is about focus and choice. So what I think is going on here is that this full moon, which is showing up in the Seven of Cups, is really forcing you to look at what is my one big dream, my one big focus that I want to work on, maybe for the next 3 months with the Empress here. Maybe till Taurus season, right? Because we have that going on here with the Empress. It could also be, I like to be a little flexible in my readings. It could also be, Aries, what are the 3 projects, the 3 things that you want to focus on, the 3 areas of your life, since we have the Empress here. But I would encourage you to maybe choose one for the next 3 months, one dream that's really close to your heart, and pour your heart and soul into nurturing it and manifesting it and growing it. Not, 50 different things. Take one thing at a time, but actually bring it to completion. That's the other thing with this Empress. She is growing the thing, but eventually that baby that she is growing is going to pop out. So, she's going to see it through to its conclusion, in other words. And that's what I would also encourage for you with this. And I think this full moon could also be bringing that home to you, is choose something that you will finish and that will have potential for longer term growth for you down the line. Because, with this Empress too, is like once she births the baby or births the new project or whatever you're birthing in your world, whatever you choose that you're going to do, whatever dream you're going to pursue, it's going to lead to other things. It's not a one-off. She's going to continue to watch that child grow and take care of it, etc. and so on. So I think sometimes, we choose something and we think, well, that's it, then I don't get to choose other things over here. And while that's partially true, yes, we can't do everything. It's also growth leads to growth, right, with this. So choose something that you're going to finish, but when I mean finish, means that you bring it to a certain stage of completion, whether it's something that, you're bringing to a marketplace as a product, you're writing a book and finishing it, and then the next chapter of the growth is getting it out there and getting it published, or I am nurturing opportunities. My dream is to go travel or something like that. I am going to nurture my savings account, start really saving money for the next several months so I can fund that trip, etc. You get my point here. So it's up to you. The magician's here in the middle, and I do feel like you could have some sort of magical new beginning for yourself based on a very discerning power of choice at this full moon. Your heart's true desire. You know, the Seven of Cups, it is ethereal to me. It's energy that's you know, she's daydreaming about. She wants to bring something into reality here. But right now it's existing in the ethers of possibility. What's going to bring it into reality is your own will and your own commitment. So really, you know, see what's in the ethers for you. What are these dreams? Which is the one that would really make you most happy if it were to manifest in concrete reality? It may have something to do with your career, since Mars is in your 10th house right now of career. It's possible. But it could be other things too. It could be your finances. This is your second house of money that's showing up here as well. So it could be something financially oriented for you. But the power of choice and discernment and follow through is what I think is really going to be illuminated here for you. And that you have the power. I mean, this is the thing. You have the North Node in your sign right now, Aries. So it really is about your personal power, this magician. And it is about, over the next year, North Node will be in there till January of 2025, that you open new doors for yourself through your own powers, which is what we have going on here. And let's see. I mean, I only drew 3 cards. 2 are major arcanas. This can be a major full moon for you to kind of get your head on straight and get your heart aligned with some authentic new beginning for yourself. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Leo. Jupiter is now direct in your sign. How are you doing with that? Any blessings showing up for you in your world? Let me know in the comments. Uranus is going to go direct in your sign January 27th, a couple days after this full moon. So get ready for things to start picking up again in your life, rocking and rolling. Well, let's see what this full moon has to say for you. Oh, we got some Pluto. Isn't that nice? Oh, and we have some Aries energy. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So there is something here about your personal freedom. I think there is some energy that is going to be bubbling up from within you at this full moon. We know full moons can be emotionally intense. The full moon's happening in your 4th house of home, family, roots, your foundation in life. We got the Pluto showing up here with this death card. The Pluto energy, of course, has entered your 10th house of career. But I mean, this may have something to do with your career, of course, but what I am feeling, because we have this Emperor, which is the Aries, and it's behind your sign, so it's your subconscious, in other words, 12th house. I think something is bubbling up from deep within you that you realize you have to make a decision about, like once and for all, before perhaps Pluto makes the decision for you. You know, that's the power of Pluto. You know, sometimes it just comes in like a wrecking ball and takes things out of our lives, and it can be rather challenging. I mean, you know, we all live under the same skies. We've all gone through Pluto transits. But it is ultimately to regenerate in some other way. We don't always know what that is, though, when the wrecking ball is happening, which makes a Pluto transit very challenging. Again, we're all experiencing Pluto transits, obviously. But the Pluto is showing up here. So there is an important decision, point of no return, change that is bubbling up from within you for your own independence in some way. It may be independence from a home and family situation. It may be, you know, that you want to strike out on your own in some way, free yourself from a heavy emotional situation going on at home. Again, this is the full moon. Or with a partner, with the Emperor showing up, especially with could be a father, a brother, you know, adult child, husband, you know, that type of thing. There could be something there. And we have the Knight of Swords, which can be kind of a knee-jerk reaction, quick decision that you make. But it's been bubbling up. This is what I feel. There's something that's been bubbling up within you for a while. I think it's very possible. Now, just remember, it's a general reading. It's very possible that something comes to an emotional climax for you at this full moon, but it's going to make you make that decision. And I think take some action that maybe you've been dragging your feet on up to this point. So because I think you're realizing, yeah, time waits for no one. I mean, all of us with the Pluto transits, like you realize that with certain things. So, and something to do with your independence also, with the Emperor showing up here. Maybe you have felt burdened in some way. You have felt just tied down, held back, repressed. And Uranus is going through your sign right now, and he is encouraging you to have this spiritual awakening and awaken to your true potential and leave the old you behind, Taurus. So it's here. I'm feeling with this energy, it's like the writing's on the wall. You know this. I think you absolutely know this. But it's this Knight of Swords here that is about the mental quickness of boom, like I'm out of here. Whatever that means for you. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo and choosing a path toward your dreams. Let's find out what will be revealed to you, Gemini. Oh, we have the Hierophant. We have the Taurus energy. And we have the Hermit. And we have the King of Wands. Okay. There could be something going on here with a fire sign. It's possible. Aries, Leo, Sag. This could be in regards to a personal relationship because we have the Hierophant here. So some sort of committed relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a dating situation, a business partner. I mean, there's some sort of, I think, committed relationship, a contractual obligation, something. But then we have the Hermit, which is about going it alone. So I think there may be an important conversation or something you're facing, Gemini, about whether you stay in some sort of contract or partnership or you go it alone. And it's, like I said, it's interesting because we have the Leo energy showing up here with this King of Wands. It could be that you need to really assert your will. It could be because this is the house of communications, the Leo. It could be that you really need to have a talk with yourself. It could just be with yourself or with somebody else. It's possible to kind of hash this out. You may not really know yet what you're going to decide, right? Very Gemini. You're still on the fence a little bit, sorting through all the different possibilities between these two options of alone or together. I would just say this, like what I'm getting with this King of Wands is you may have to be very King of Wandsy about this, assertive, or you're going to be dealing with somebody who's going to try to assert their will over you and sway you in some direction. So I think it's going to be important for you to really clearly understand your own mind and your own heart. I mean, both of these things, the Leo, but this is the third house for you, which is the house of the mind, this full moon in Leo. So that you don't get pushed around by somebody. This King of Wands can be rather, intense. So that's what I think. Now, there could be something going on. The Hermit energy is your fourth house of home. This is your subconscious. It could also be that at this full moon, something comes to light about a home situation that you really got to lay down the law. You got to have some sort of really intense conversation to sort something out. Okay, in the home or in a committed partnership in the home, there possibly could be some sort of, again, I don't want to say battle of wills, but a little bit. Again, know your own heart and mind with this is what I am feeling. And this has implications for, of course, continuing to forge your own path ahead in your life. But you could be really facing some sort of decision about in general, a commitment in your life. And is it of your choosing? Are you choosing it? Are you making up your mind to choose it? Again, your third house here. or is somebody trying to convince you to choose it? So again, knowing your own heart and mind is absolutely crucial at this time. And having some time, the Hermit here, for spiritual reflection. I think this is really about you getting right with your spirit also in some way. Before you make any moves or have any deep conversations with somebody else. Get it really spiritually aligned and decided for yourself. All right, Cancer, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Leo, which is in the house of money and self-esteem for you. So, that's interesting. But let's see. You have the North Node in your 10th house of career. So there could be some things about taking a chance on yourself in a career sense. But let's see. Really believing in yourself so that you can choose a new path. Having that confidence. Because the second house is also our self-esteem. So let's see what we have for you, Cancer. Oh, we have a 9 of Pentacles. That's very nice. And we have a 2 of Wands. Talk about being at a crossroads. There we go. And a 5 of Wands. Okay. All right. We're getting Virgo showing up here. We have a Virgo full moon in a month. I think that it's going to take you another month to get clear on this choice of something to do with probably your financial independence in some way. Or it could just be your independence in general. An independence, maybe getting out of a friendship or a relationship, living by yourself. Could be, again, financial independence, some sort of maybe finding a new place to live. It's possible with this personal paradise card, as I call the 9 of Pentacles. The Virgo energy is your 3rd house of the mind, of making up your mind, of being clear-minded. But we have 2 energies here that are not clear. We have the 2 of Wands, which is, standing at that crossroads, not knowing which way to go. And then the 5 of Wands, which you can see this lady is like all over the place. She is of many minds here. So we got the Virgo. Virgo full moon is next month in February. I think by then you'll know. I would use this Leo full moon time to look at my confidence, my self-esteem, my self-worth, look at anything that may be underlying. It may not be for you. I'm just saying this is what I suggest. If this is resonating for you, Cancers, look at anything underlying that may be a block, a limiting belief, some sort of unhealed situation that you're still dragging around about your own deservedness of success, finances, financial growth, your personal paradise, etc. And see what may still need to shift within your own mind so that you can get that clarity at that Virgo full moon in the house of the mind for you next month. Because you're going kind of around in a circle here. You can see this 5 of Wands. She's contemplating so many different possibilities. What is preventing her from choosing the one true path, which is what I talked about, the authenticity path that I talked about in the astrology intro to this video. What is it? Is there a block there? Is there something like a fear about living in a more authentic way? For whatever reason, a fear of what other people will say, a fear of losing money if you go and do something radically different with your career, as an example. So these are all things to think about with this energy I feel for you. Again, full moons bring illumination. So you may indeed have some sort of insight, epiphany at this full moon that you're going to stew on for another month to help you make the decision. So there also, I'm getting a buzz about, there's something about running the numbers, like actually knowing the facts of the finances. You have a very clear goal here. I mean, you want this 9 of Pentacles. If we're contemplating a different path to go and get that, sorry, the humidifier is beeping. But you're confused, Five of Wands, and spinning your wheels. It possibly could be you're confused because you don't have the actual facts, figures, numbers, information you need so that you can make different choices for yourself. You know how that is sometimes. Sometimes we poo-poo something and we don't do it. We just make up reasons, but we don't get the actual hard facts. So there could be something like that for you to get the hard facts instead of staying in this whirlwind of spinning your wheels. And over the next month, getting that information so that you can get that clarity of mind and make that decision. Leos, it's your personal full moon. This is a big one. So let's see what you need to know. Let's get right into it. You got one new moon and one full moon a year. Let's see what we got for you, Leos. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the moon. Wow. 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 And we have the star. My goodness. Look at this. Aquarian energy here. This is where Pluto has just entered your 7th house of other people. Wow. All right. We have the ace here. Aces for me are about the self. This full moon is in your 1st house of the self. Here it is, your full moon. I think there's going to be some emotional tension. How could there not be? With the energies, as I discussed in my astrological preview to this video. And we do have the moon here, which can be some intense emotional energy. But I feel like this full moon is going to give you the clarity to cut through a lot of BS. That's what I feel. When I saw this immediately, I heard it before I even saw this. I was like, BS, cutting through BS, slicing through a bunch of shenanigans that are going on in your world, around you, possibly with somebody else, other people, just the world in general. It could have been, a business associate, a partner, 7th house, other people. Doesn't matter. Okay. But you are having a major mental reset at this full moon because you may be kind of at your wit's end. You may be pushed to the brink of, this is it. This is my line in the sand. Enough is enough with this BS. And that, I think, is a good thing. I really do. I mean, sometimes, it takes us to get to that point. Leos can be very forgiving. I mean, you can, you're a fixed energy, yes, but you're very kind, you're very generous. You tend to be very forgiving up to a point. And it's like Taurus, right? You get pushed to a certain point and then watch out, the lion will pounce. Same like with Taurus, the bull will charge. Same concept. Scorpio energy, the scorpion will snap, the fixed sign energy. I don't know what an Aquarian does. I guess they would dump their bowl of water over somebody. But you get my point. Fixed signs, they get to that point though. Don't push them beyond that. And that's your line in the sand here. But it may be very emotional. But look, you've got this beautiful healing energy here with the star. You're going to come through whatever is going on for you right now that's intense. And I do think for some of you, there may be something going on. You're going to make the decision that your healing, your well-being, your energy is the priority, and you're going to lead yourself through to the other side of whatever this moon is representing for you, through your force of will, through your bravery of saying enough is enough, and through taking healing actions for yourself. And when I say healing, that's whatever that means for you. I also feel the star card for me is a card of new destiny, of something new on the horizon opening up for you, a North Star that you're heading toward, a new direction. And I do feel by you putting this line in the sand, and this line in the sand could just be, I'm putting my past finally in my past. Like I've been mulling things over. I've been letting it emotionally affect me too much. Maybe something that happened recently or even a long time ago. It doesn't matter. And I can't let it hold me back anymore. I have new horizons to discover, new paths I want to take, new things I want to do in my life. The North Node is in your 9th house of expansion. So you are going to help yourself and you are going to heal and head toward a new destiny. This full moon is showing you that you need to do that. And because whenever a major energy goes into a sign, it's stationing and going forward or going backward. But especially when it first enters, as Pluto has first entered your 7th house, you may very clearly see where there is somebody in your world who does not have your best interests at heart, and it is time to cut them loose for your own well-being. Okay, before Pluto brings you some perhaps unfortunate experience again with that person. I feel like something's repeated here. There's a cycle repeating with a certain individual in your life before it brings you another thing and shows you like how bad does it have to get before you finally draw the line in the sand and get rid of this person in your life. So, for those of you going through that, that is something to think about. It's your own healing. This is the thing, your own healing, your own well-being, front and center. You don't have the time and energy for this moon shenanigan anymore in your life. It's taking too much of your life force energy. And notice too that this girl here, this star on this card, her back is turned to this. She's facing her future with hope and optimism because she knows, Ace of Swords, that she made the right decision for herself. So I think all of this stuff is coming to a head for you at this full moon, Leo. All right, Virgo, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Leo. Virgo, let's see what we have for you. Virgo. Oh, we have some Taurus energy. Oh, and we have a 3 of Wands. And we have a Knight of Swords. Okay. So I think there's some news coming for you around this full moon that you've been waiting on for a while. It may have something to do with 9th house matters because the Taurus is showing up here. And Jupiter, of course, is direct now in Taurus. So it could have something to do with some sort of contract commitment, especially in any type of international business, media, academia, publishing, travel, those types of industries, real estate, even possibly with the Taurus. 3 of Wands is you've been really visualizing and working on manifesting something significant. This full moon's in your 12th house. So I feel like it's something that is coming out of the woodwork finally, that again may have been hidden away for a while. It's been in the process of manifesting with this 3 of Wands. You can see the girls looking to the ship coming on the horizon. The news is coming though. Here's the Knight of Swords. We know full moons bring news also. Something manifests very fast. It's probably something, written. It's probably an email or a text message, not a phone call. And it could be something very significant in your life with this energy. It could be something related to funding for an enterprise. It could be funding for higher education, something to do with higher education, academia. It could be something funding for those things I mentioned before, academia, like winning a grant or a prize or getting a major contract for an international business, something like that. But it's been something that, again, it's been percolating behind the scenes. The groundwork has probably already been laid. You have laid it. You have just been working on keeping your vibe high, your mindset clear, that 12th house, our subconscious, our mindset, keeping it positive. And I think you're going to see some sort of very fast moving news around that full moon, especially because also Pluto has just entered your 6th house of work. So it's probably related to something work related for you. And then we have the North Node in your house of other people's resources. So there absolutely could be something financially connected with a contract of somebody funding you. Is very possible with this energy. So let's see how it may manifest for you, Virgo. All right, Libras, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo, which is happening in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. See what you need to know. Libras. Oh, we have a 5 of Swords. And we have a Six of Swords. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Oh, and we have a Six of Pentacles. All right, so this full moon may show you where you need to get your life back on track. If you really want to fulfill your hopes and wishes and dreams, there's something that has been a bother, has been a pain. This could be something going on in your world. This is something that's stressing you out. It could just be your own mindset that's stressing you out also, but it could be someone else. I call this mother hell. There could be somebody in your world who's like a mother hell, who's stressing the hell out of you. So there could be something like that, or some sort of situation. That situation is going to move along, all right, with this Six of Swords. And there's probably going to be some news right around that full moon that is going to bring this situation to some sort of climax. Your energy is represented in the Six of Pentacles, usually with the scales, right? So this, depending on what you have going on, this full moon is going to show you where you're in balance or where you're out of balance. And you are the scales. It's always about being in balance for you. When you go to extremes, and even when you're getting in an extreme of stress, this is no good for you. No good for anybody, but especially not a Libra. When a Libra scales get unbalanced, I mean, forget about it. So I feel like we got double sixes here, right? So you are going to really want to be looking at getting back on some sort of equilibrium for yourself. If you've been in some sort of situation of extreme stress, let's just say, but it's within your power. There may be somebody who's coming to help you. It's possible. It could just be the universe is trying to help you. This is a benevolent energy, the Six of Coins usually. But we know that there could be, the universe helping you. There could be friends helping you. But if you don't take the help or you don't help yourself, then nothing's going to change. So that's why I think it's interesting we have the Six of Swords here also, because the swords is your energy, the air, right? And you've got to make up your mind that you will help yourself, right? And you help yourself by getting yourself back on track, getting back in balance in some way. Some of you, it's diet and exercise. Some of you, it's like you've been too stressed and worried and taking care of other people and not enough yourself. Other people, it's something else going on. Okay, so full moon in this Leo, this hopes, wishes, and dreams, personal gains, etc. If you want to achieve your dreams and transform, this is the first step on that road. And because the North Node is in your 7th house currently of relationships, the world, whatever you want to look at it, 7th house, you do need to look at the quality of the people in your life and what's going on with that also, especially because this Five of Swords came out. There could be a thorn in your side, and the North Node in Aries could be really pointing you toward choosing better people in your life than what's currently there. Possible, okay? South Node going through your sign currently, which is about letting go of old identities, old behaviors, things that don't work for you anymore, people that don't fit your lifestyle anymore, etc. But I think the real key here is about you helping yourself. Libra. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo in your 10th house of career. Let's see. Scorpio, what do we got for you? We have the Magician. Like that. And we have a 10 of Cups. And we have a Knight of Wands. Okay, I think there could be some good news headed your way. I think you could be tapped at work for some sort of promotion or kudo or responsibility. Maybe some sort of head of a project or something like that. It is possible. Others of you may be seeing the writing on the wall that if you really want to have the full package, the happiness in your work life, the happiness in your home life, then some of you are going to realize that you need to start your own thing, or you need to invest more energy into a side hustle you've already started and have that become successful. It's interesting. We have a Magician and we have a 10 of Cups. So this is very individualized energy, and the 10s are usually about collective energy. So I do think that there could be full moons bringing illumination. It is in your 10th house of career. There could be a choice between, do I stay, do I go? Do I go off and be independent and do my own thing? Or do I stay with the collective? I don't think you're necessarily, if you're currently employed, I don't think you're necessarily unhappy. The Ten of Cups is here suggesting you probably like the workplace. Maybe you don't like what they're paying you, but you may like your colleagues. They're Ten of Cups. But the Knight of Wands is here, which can be impatient, bold, impulsive. Like, I got to take a chance. I got to take a risk on myself right now. It's possible with these two energies here. Ten of Cups also for me can be the ultimate personal happiness, because not everybody is interested in relationships, as I like to say. But because this is happening in your house of career, this is probably more connected with, like I said, a group at work. But it can also represent your ultimate personal happiness, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Where is that pot of gold going to come from? Is it going to come from this company you're working for, or is it going to come from yourself? Doing your own thing, starting your own consulting business, or doing something else. So there could be something like that. I also feel with the Knight of Wands here, Knight of Wands is a classic moving energy. This could be moving ahead, moving on up, but also literally moving. Pluto has just entered your 4th house of home. So there may be some things going on here where you may be creating an opportunity for yourself so that you can move somewhere else. I mean, to a place that's going to be happier for you on a personal level also, not just career-wise. This may also be bringing up issues of retirement. If that's your situation right now, if you're of that age, you may be thinking, I've got to move on. There's other things I want to do in my life currently. And it's my decision right now to find my own pot of gold at the end of rainbow, like do my own thing, retire somewhere nice, and maybe start my own little business, or do creative work, or just spend time with my family, whatever. So this is very interesting. And since we have the fire energy here, and this is a fiery full moon in the 10th house of career, some of you, I think, are at that crossroads of what is going to make me happy, but what also do I need to perhaps consider for my family as well, especially since Pluto has moved into that 4th house for you. There may be those considerations that are coming out now. Maybe better work-life balance. Maybe there's grandbabies. There's a kid here. Maybe there's grandbabies now, or there's another baby on the way, or something like that, that you want to have more time to spend with them versus working this, grind career. So you're in charge of making this decision, though, with this magician. And you're going to figure it out. I think this full moon is going to bring something emotionally to light about what you need to feel impassioned about your work, but also about your life. Ten of Cups, work, life is not always just about work, although I do have Capricorn rising, so I do kind of think it is, but that's me. It is about family, enjoyment, fun, taking care of kids, pets, garden, all the beautiful things in life. So you're kind of at that crossroads of making some important decisions along those lines, Scorpio. And of course, there's no right or wrong. It's whatever's right for your independent path. This is what we're talking about. There's not one size fits all in terms of what's the right decision or path. But with the North Node also in your 6th house of work and well-being, you may be looking at these issues also through the lens of your personal well-being and having more work-life balance. Sagittarius, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo. Let's see. Sagittarius. What is going on for you? Oh, we have a 7 of Cups. And we have a 4 of Wands. Ooh, we got that Aries energy. And we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. All right, this is what I'm feeling. You're not afraid to work hard. Of course not. You got a lot of fire. You got a lot of drive. But it's interesting the Nine of Wands is showing up because this is your ninth house, Leo, of expanding your world, expanding your horizons, the big picture of your life. We have your fifth house, the Aries energy, where the North Node is currently, and Chiron, the house of romance, creativity, etc. We have Seven of Cups energy, which is about dreams and choices and, what do we want? What do we want to manifest? What do we want to do? I think what I feel is going on here is that there is a new path that is facing you. This full moon is in the house of where am I going with my life for you. So this full moon will bring that question in full focus for you, Sagittarius. And I feel like some of you are on the point of realizing that a new path, if it's truly one that makes you feel celebratory. I mean, you can't really see too well on this card, but this lady is dancing. And in the regular Four of Wands, it's a couple together. It's been a celebration. There is dancing. There's happiness. There's a new path ahead. I think you're realizing that the new path ahead you want for yourself, the new dream you want to pursue, you'd like it to be easier. And I think it can be easier. I think that you could be facing I'm not afraid of hard work. I mean, like I said before, you're not afraid of the hard work, but you want the hard work to be easier in terms of there's not resentment there. There's not I got to do that. You don't mind the hard work because you do see the bigger picture and the purpose of that hard work. And you're probably doing it for yourself also in some way, for your own creative path, perhaps, this fifth house, your own heart. It fills your heart with joy. Fifth house for you, the North Node in Aries. So that's what I feel may be going on for you, is looking at how you can make a choice that is more aligned and easier for you in some way. You're still going to work hard at it, of course. But that's what I feel. And it's probably about, again, it doesn't have to be about creativity, but it can just be, with this North Node in your fifth house, about some sort of heartfelt dream, desire, goal that you want to go for. And with Pluto having moved into your third house now, this really is about radically changing your mindset in terms of what you are capable of. And you are capable of a lot, Sagittarius. So I think that's another thing that may be going on for you. Transforming the way that you show up in the world, in your daily life, Pluto in your third house, the way you communicate, and also what you think about your capacity to create a beautiful life for yourself, that you can do this, but it can also be easier for you. You can make it a little easier on yourself, perhaps by choosing differently. All right, Capricorn, you have a full moon in your eighth house of transformations. Let's see what we need to know for you. Are you happy that Pluto's out of your sign? At least until September. He's going to backtrack one more time in Capricorn in 2024. But then you'll be rid of him for good. You got Mars in your sign right now. Venus is going to enter your sign on Tuesday, 2 days before the full moon. So, how you feeling, Cap? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see what you need to know about this full moon. Capricorns. Oh, we have a Six of Wands. That's very nice. Oh, and we got your 10th house, the Justice, the Libra. And we have your 8th house, wow, the Eight of Pentacles. Well, this is Virgo, but 9th house. But your 8th house full moon. Something good is percolating here, it looks like. There could be news of some sort of contract, possibly a legal case, possible with the Justice here. Some other contractual obligation, something being agreed upon. This could even be a personal relationship that you have the talk. And since your 8th house is a house of intimacy also, It could be being exclusive with somebody that you've been dating, and you have that talk and you agree that you're going to focus on one another. The eight of coins. You're going to work on the relationship, focus on one another. You're committed to one another, and that fills your heart with joy. 6 of Wands. You feel victorious in that. That's one way of looking at this energy. The other way of looking at it, of course, is something to do with other people's resources and getting the news that you're approved. You got the funding. You won the court case. You got the contract. You got the deal. The focus, the plan is ready to rock and roll. Since this is Virgo, your 9th house, there could be something going on in terms of international business, international clients, foreign clients, media deals, publishing, academia, travel companies, things related to transportation, those types of things. Pluto's just moved into your 2nd house of show me the money. So we know a planet is at its most potent when it is first moving into another sign, when it is stationing, retrograde, or direct. So this could bring some significant financial news for you with this energy. And again, particularly related to career, with 10th house showing up with the Libra for you. So, wow. And Jupiter has just gone direct in your 5th house of creativity. So those of you also in the creative arts in some way, there could be some news of a grant, funding, your stipend for teaching, a book getting published, an advance on royalties. There could be energies like that percolating for you as well around this full moon in Leo. So really, really nice energies here, Capricorn. Really, really nice. I also feel like it's possible that somebody is asking you to represent them in some way, to be their spokesperson, to show up and represent their company, represent their product, something like that. Like they're investing in you. That 8th house, other people's money, they're investing in you. And again, that can be like landing a big client also, something like that. If you're in the entertainment, creative arts, you could be landing a really big role. You could hear news, or you hear the news that a big role is available. You've made the final cut, like something like that. And then, we got to go for the final audition or the final screen test or something like that. But this is really good energy here, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo in your 7th house of relationships, both business and personal. Pluto has now moved into your sign. You got the power. You got the power of Pluto, Aquarius. Whether you want it or not, is there. You got it. All right, let's see what we have for you. Oh, we have the Lovers. Oh, and we got the Capricorn. We got the Devil. Uh-oh. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. All right. So this is interesting. So this full moon is in your 7th house of other people, relationships, both business and personal. We have relationships showing up here with the Lovers. That's a major arcana. The Devil, though, is also here. The Devil's Capricorn energy. Mars is in Capricorn, your 12th house. And Venus will enter there 2 days before this full moon. 10 of Pentacles can be family energy. It is, of course, financial energy, long-term investments. It's collective group energy. So, I feel like this is some sort of contractual, obligated relationship. So it could be like a marriage, right? You have intertwined finances. It could be like a business partnership. You have intertwined finances. It could be something else where your finances are intertwined with someone else. Families could have combined resources. Whatever. The Devil's in the middle here, which is not a nice energy. It is toxic. It can be codependent. It can be something that you feel obligated to, chained to in some way. Mars is in your 12th house. We got the Capricorn here, full moon in Leo, 7th house of other people. I think you could see where somebody may not have your best interests at heart when it comes to finances. And remember, this is a general reading, but be very cautious and careful with your finances. Venus will also be in that 12th house Capricorn 2 days before that full moon. So Pluto in your sign, Pluto rules Scorpio. Nobody can get anything by Scorpio. Scorpios don't always say what they know. That sometimes they're just quiet and you think, oh, you got over on them. But no, you didn't. They just didn't tell you and call you out on some of your BS, but not you personally. I'm just talking in general. But they filed it away. With Pluto in your sign, you're going to amplify that energy as well. You're going to have that power of Pluto on your sign. You already may be very intuitive. Your intuition is going to go up even more. I think intuitively, you're going to really see and sense and know with this full moon in Leo, your opposite sign, something is not right. Something is not kosher. If it's not been kosher for a while, if it's been dysfunctional and problematic, it's going to come to a head. Perhaps there's some big money discussion that comes up or a money disagreement with this marriage partner or business partner or whatever. And you are on diametrically opposed opinions of how a big financial matter should be handled. Tensions could run high at this full moon. Pluto in your sign is going to help you see very clearly the cracks in the foundation of any aspect of your life, including relationships. So that may be brought to bear. When Pluto first goes into a sign, he is at his most powerful. And same thing or any planet. And when they first station direct or retrograde. So Pluto is really at optimum, like Plutonian power currently. So I think there's some stuff going on here to look at, perhaps, if you have this going on. You may need to have, lovers can also be about going separate ways, taking two paths, making a choice. Are you going to take the path of freedom away from this toxic energy here, or are you going to stay stuck? Are you making a choice to stay stuck because of money? That may be in your face also at this full moon in Leo. Is it worth it to stay in an association simply because of finances? Some people, they have to, there's many stories, that you see about people staying married or they're divorced, but they're still living together because of the way it's so hard to pay for rent on your own and various other things. Okay. But so there could be something like that going on where making some tough choices and decisions and looking at your longer term future. If you want to get out of this situation, you don't want to be tethered to it anymore. How are you going to empower yourself to get the finances you need to get out of it? So all of that may be kind of in the frame for you right now. You have Saturn going through your second house of money right now, Aquarius. So, it is about getting really realistic and real about your finances and what you are committing to and making the plans, building the structures and the foundations to get yourself on a better financial footing. So very interesting if you have this going on in your life. It's somebody's perhaps doing something behind the scenes to be aware of with Mars transiting that 12th house, this showing up, and then that full moon. Watch your back, watch your bank statements, and make sure somebody's not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're not going to get away with it. You will catch them out. Just be aware. And Pisces, let's see what you need to know about the full moon in Leo. Pisces. Let's see what we have going on for you. Pisces. Whoops, everything is falling down. Okay. We had the Chariot. That's what was there. And we have the Knight of Cups. Ooh, all right. And what is this Five of Swords that's haunting this reading today? All right, this is what I feel. I think that you are going to very quickly move away from some sort of stress in your life. Five of Swords here. Something that's been causing you to cry in a corner. Mine's my mother hell energy. Chariot's your fifth house, the Cancer energy of love, romance, creativity, etc. The Knight of Cups is here, so that's also your energy. The Chariot is victory, success. It's moving on a path. It's moving very quickly. It's like something starts rocking and rolling. So I think there's going to be an amazing change here for you, exemplified by this full moon in Leo, to help you, relieve you emotionally from some sort of stressful situation. This may have something to do with your car. It may have something to do with a trip to visit, I think, somebody close to you, a loved one. Maybe there's been problems trying to get that trip organized or get the money for it or something like that, or get the time off even to go on that trip. This full moon is in your 6th house of work and well-being. I think there is some sort of beautiful emotional healing that's on its way for you with this energy. Again, away from this 5 of Swords situation. I think the news and the situation is going to resolve itself very, very fast. You could finally hear, like maybe you put in an approve, for your job, an approval to get time off. I think you'll, for some sort of trip or something else going on in your life. Maybe to take time off to take care of a family member, this Knight of Cups here. Take care of yourself. Maybe you need to have some sort of elective surgery or something like that, and you need to get time to take off to get that done, and you got to wait for the approval. It could be something like that. But I feel like something that you've been really wanting to move forward with that would relieve stress. This is the key with the 5 of Swords. Relieve this mental stress. There can be some good news, some healing news about that for you with this Knight of Cups. There may be an important meeting on the agenda for you as well to discuss whatever this is. It's possible with the Knight of Cups, but it's very friendly energy. I think you've been worrying yourself maybe a little too much about this situation. I'm not saying you shouldn't worry. I'm just saying maybe it was a little too much worry. But I think all's well that ends well. And I think something is going to end well for you with this energy, with the news announced around this full moon time period, that I'm just getting this sense of like this relief of stress for you. And you're like, oh, thank God, now I can move on and I can get this done, get other things happening and, feel much better with this Knight of Cups. So nice energy here, Pisces. So thank you so much for joining me for your full moon in Leo tarot astrology forecast. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing with all of the energies. What are you at the crossroads with in your life? What decisions do you need to make to move forward to a heartfelt, authentic new path? I would love to hear. And also, if you have a moment, please do check out the video that I just recently published on your creative muse, creativity, energies. I am debuting my brand new Oracle deck in that video. Here it is. I'll leave a link to it in the description of the video if you want to check it out. It is on sale until January 31st on my website. So you might want to take advantage of the discount while it's launched and available. And check out the reading that I did with this deck on the channel. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. And if you're wondering where Ariel is, she's been asleep over there on the sofa on her fuzzy blanket this whole afternoon. So, you know how cats are. You can't make them come. She comes when she comes. So I'm sure she will be available in the next video, but she's well and resting. All right. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out.